Wild Bill Hickok, a folk hero of the lawless American frontier, was a gunslinger, stagecoach driver, soldier, spy and showman before being shot dead in a poker game here in Dakota Territory in 1876. So it's appropriate Subaru would choose this remote, rugged outpost to stage the media launch of the all-new second-generation 18 Crosstrek, which already is on sale in Japan and arriving now in US showrooms. Like Wild Bill, the Crosstrek has many unique abilities, and the new model is destined to stand its ground in a showdown with rivals that is becoming increasingly fierce. The new CUV represents a massive improvement over the previous model in just about every way, from interior styling to off-road readiness. Competitors should keep a watchful eye on the Crosstrek because the outgoing version, which had been in the market since 2012, has remained the top seller. Through the first half this year, only the Jeep Renegade, Hyundai Tucson and Honda HR-V have outsold the previous gen Crosstrek among 16 vehicles. If the new Crosstrek should close in on segment leadership by the end of this year, it will come as no surprise, and not only because the redesigned model carries a $21,795 base price that is only $100 more than its predecessor. Subaru's new CUV now delivers first-rate interior comfort, a roomier cabin and more cargo area with a wider opening. A more rigid body and brake-based torque vectoring make for excellent ride and handling, aided by a lower center of gravity and quicker steering response, and the fully re-engineered user interface and infotainment system set a new benchmark among competitors. Stylistically, the design team left much of the exterior form intact, and the wider, horizontal taillamps protruding from the back end are the easiest way to identify the new arrival. As an alternative to the bright sunshine orange that was popular with the first Crosstrek, Subaru now offers a new shade, a muted sky blue marketed as cool gray khaki. For the first time, Crosstreks equipped with a Lean-Artronic CVT comes standard with X mode, which can be activated with a button in the center console to electronically control the brakes, engine, transmission and all-wheel drive system for steep downhill grades that can be conquered without the driver ever touching the brake pedal. Disconnecting AWD systems are arriving in certain luxury vehicles as a method to reduce fuel consumption, but the technology is not offered in the Crosstrek and is not likely to appear on other Subarus launching in the near future, a company engineer tells us. For those wanting more control of the drivetrain, the new Crosstrek also comes available with a 6-speed manual transmission. The previous model offered a 5-speed manual, and less than 2% of customers opted for it. But X mode comes only with the CVT. Subaru's CVT is fairly smooth, avoiding the familiar groans as pulleys constantly adjust the gear ratios depending on the driver's throttle inputs. The transmission was significantly redesigned to reduce weight and achieve wider ratio coverage, and a new lightweight torque converter helps quicken engine response, the automaker says. AWD is standard with either transmission. Mated to the manual, the AWD system apportions torque equally between the front and rear wheels. The CVT continuously varies how much torque is transferred to the front and rear axles. Subaru says 80% of the parts comprising the 152 horsepower 2.0L 4-cylinder FB Boxer engine are new, and it now incorporates direct fuel injection, has a higher compression ratio and is 26 pounds, 11.8 kilograms, lighter than the one it replaces. Engineers say the engine's 37% thermal efficiency leads the segment. And yet, despite all these upgrades, the new FB makes only 4 horsepower more than its predecessor and produces the same 145 pounds FT, 197 Newton-meters, of torque. The FB gets the job done, but it struggles uphill, which is par for the course in this passever's class of vehicle. The Crosstrek's pokey nature results in impressive fuel economy, approaching 35 mpg, 6.7 L/100 kilometers, on winding rural roads here, according to the trip computer. On paper, the fuel economy ratings for the old and new engines are nearly identical, a gain of 1 mpg, 0.4 km per liter, in the city with the automatic transmission, while losing 1 mpg on the highway with a manual. The EPA fuel economy rating for the CVT is noticeably higher with the automatic, 27/33 mpg, 8.7-7.1 L/100 km than the manual, 23/29 mpg, 10.2-8.1 L/100 km. An electrified powertrain is on the way for the Crosstrek, but Subaru engineers aren't revealing details. Subaru sold more than 16,000 hybrid version of the previous Crosstrek beginning in 2013. Subaru's Impreza compact car was redesigned for 2017 and sets the template for what the new Crosstrek would become. Both vehicles share Subaru's new global platform, which will underpin the next generation of the automaker's lineup. That's an excellent starting point, as the Impreza earned awards 10 Best Interiors trophy earlier this year. What we loved about the Impreza interior: great ergonomics, a user-friendly Starlink multimedia system with crisp graphics and a full suite of eyesight driver assistance technologies for collision avoidance, is even more appealing in a bigger package. Crosstrek customers tend to be young and adventurous, hence the available bird-watching app, so a black cloth interior has been the most popular. But the new model also comes available with a handsome high-contrast grey leather-trimmed upholstery, punctuated with bright orange stitching. One of our test models came with that bold interior, a fully loaded limited with CVT, and carried an attractive sticker price of $30,655, including $915 destination charges. Certain sport luxury CUVs could take styling tips from this interior. Besides the underpowered engine, the Crosstrek has a few other shortcomings, such as no available cooled seats and a climate control system that, although improved, still fails to properly chill the cabin on a hot summer day. There's also only one USB port in most models, but the range-topping limited trim level gets a second. Fit and finish in the pre-production models driven here was impeccable. Subaru assembles the Crosstrek in Gunma, Japan, while the Impreza now comes from the automaker's plant in Lafayette, Indiana. Subaru remains one of the fastest-growing brands in America and this year plans to sell 650,000 vehicles, and that's even before the 3-row 19 Ascent CUV goes on sale next year. The market for compact CUVs is like the Wild West these days, with every automaker on the planet rushing to stake its claim while shoppers pan for gold in this rapidly expanding sector. The Crosstrek is more than a nugget.
Subaru would like you to stop thinking of them as a niche brand. Thank you very much. Since 2010, their yearly sales have doubled from 23,000 units. They've done solid work carving out their place in the automotive landscape, not by mimicking their competitors, but by raising the bar for what consumers can demand and receive in the segment in which Subaru fields its vehicles. But why not be niche? Blending in is for amateurs, determined to be all things to all people. Subaru should simply promise to be all things Subaru, labels be damned. It's the AWD, stupid, to borrow the spirit, if not the direct words, from James Carville as he kept Bill Clinton on point in 1992. A recent drive in the all-new 2018 Subaru Crosstrek revealed a second hit with their new Subaru Global platform. It's currently auditioning under the new Impreza, and its introduction to the Crosstrek greatly steps up the subcompact SUV's game. Or compact SUV. Or compact car. Subaru is attempting to straddle a few Venn diagram borders with the Crosstrek, some I can reasonably see and some I can't. It's a little bigger than most subcompacts, and little smaller than the compacts. Its reach to the actual car segment, currently sporting the Honda Civic, the Mazda 3 and VW's Golf and Jetta, I can only see as a projection on the fact that the North American market seems to currently believe they need more car than they actually do. Subaru has long been defined by its sporty attributes and even more sporty buyers. Subby owners are loyal, retained value is high, and if you announce you've bought a Subaru, it might be the only make you don't get a lot of argument about. Dealers are responsive, something I attribute to the nicheness of the brand. It's that sporty reputation that is working on the Crosstrek side. It's entirely workable in urban settings through the week, and beyond capable for the weekend warriors who want to strap anything to the roof. Subaru sells a variety of roof rack systems to customize your bike board boat requirements, and head for the hills. Speaking of those hills, the 2018 Crosstrek has a 6-speed manual transmission, up from last year's 5, on offer at 3 levels, but I'd pass. It's not that it's that awful, well, actually it kind of is. It's that the continuously variable transmission, CVT, is that good. Their X mode, which comes on all CVT options, is impressive. We were banging it through water holes and heading it up 74-degree inclines, the kind where you can only see the sky through the windshield. Not a whimper. The hill descent mode has you hanging from your seat belt, feet off the pedals, as the vehicle tracks itself back to safety. I've done it in vehicles that cost 4 times as much and this compared amazingly well. CVTs are generally regarded as the bastard child of transmissions. Lugging and pulling, wheezing and whining, they're good for fuel economy but suck most of the joy out of driving in too many incarnations. Subaru has paired one of the better CVTs with their new global platform, a lighter, more rigid body with a more nimble suspension system. The result is a quieter ride, less body roll in tight corners and better handling that maintains Subaru's already stellar safety ratings, one they realistically anticipate the 2018 Crosstrek will repeat. Available in several trims in 4 models, Convenience, Touring, Sport and Limited, the interiors reveal Subaru upping what had previously been its sleeker suit. The 2018 Crosstrek features Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in every model and a useful smaller horizontal screen above the larger one that keeps pertinent info in your line of sight without tugging your attention from the road. Subaru is proud of the double needle orange stitching that complements the upholstery game inside the new Crosstrek. It's as lovely as the focus groups told them it would be, and it might be one of the only ways for prospective buyers to remember which compact, or subcompact, SUV they test drove last. The styling and shape of nearly everything in this segment, like most these days, are all much of a muchness. They'll duke it out in advertised cargo space, and how accessible that cargo space really is. The new Crosstrek has punched out the rear entry a few millimeters, enough that you don't have to cantilever your golf bags to get them in. Sometimes that stylish slant other manufacturers incorporate is simply a nuisance when you're actually using your vehicle and not just looking at it. Nope, compact SUVs and subcompact SUVs all look like they're craved from the same block of wood. Most are sold in a variety of colors ranging from black to white to gray and more gray, though Subaru had us in 2 new entries, Sunshine Orange, which is very orange, and Cool Gray Khaki, which is light blue. You'll want to put the Crosstrek on your comp list because of what's under it, not because you can pick it out of a police lineup. Pricing for the 2018 starts at $23,695 for the 6-speed manual transmission you don't want, but just $24,995 for the one you do. Fully loaded Crosstreks top out at $33,195, with lots of choice in between those 2 price points.